By now, pretty much all of us know Kirstin Maldonado, the incredible female vocalist of the a cappella phenomenon Pentatonix. But do you know the story of her life and how she achieved all of her success? Long before she became the Grammy-winning artist she is today, Kirstin Maldonado was a young girl like many others. She grew up in Arlington, Texas, raised by a single mom whom she credits with much of her success. The singer told Civilian magazine, "I had a really amazing mother who gave me so much support and such a great foundation of believing in me and grounding me in so much love. She was so selfless and did everything to make sure that I was taken care of and could go to music lessons and achieve my best." Even as a child, Maldonado dreamed of performing specifically on Broadway. As her mother had always been her biggest supporter, she got her daughter into voice lessons at 8 years old to help her start realizing those big aspirations. Around the same age, she did her first community theater show, deepening her love for theater and performance even more. From that point, she continued doing choir and musical theater throughout high school. As any fans of Pentatonix will know, the band is made up of 5 talented singers, but this wasn't always the case. In fact, it started as a trio. Maldonado met Scott Hoying and Mitch Grossi while they were growing up in the same area of Texas. She and Hoying became friends when she was 9, and the pair of them met Grossi as high school freshmen. The 3 of them were in the same grade and had many similar interests. Like Maldonado, Hoying and Grossi enjoyed theater and choir, so they spent a lot of their time together. Eventually, they started performing together. Maldonado said during an interview with Sweetie High, "Scott, Mitch, and I formed a little trio for a radio contest and put something together. We ended up singing at a choir concert, and it got a lot of attention, so we just kept doing it." The group remained a trio, mostly singing together for fun until they got the idea to audition for The Sing-Off, NBC's singing competition for a cappella groups. While they were already strong as 3, they decided they'd do better in the competition if they had 2 more voices. They met their bass singer, Avi Kaplan, through a mutual friend. With the 4th member secured, they just needed a beatboxer to finish rounding out their sound. Around the same time, Kevin K.O. Alushala released a video of himself beatboxing and playing the cello. Maldonado said it felt like fate when his video went viral while they were on the hunt for their 5th member, so they reached out and recruited him.
My friend had showed me Kevin's video, and I knew he was the missing piece to our group.
After K.O. agreed to join, they had a full group, but they were all in different locations. Although Maldonado had grown up singing with Hoying and Grossi, the full band didn't get to rehearse together until the day before they planned to audition for the sing-off. Fortunately, it was their destiny to click instantaneously. She told Sweetie High, "The second we all sang together as a 5-person group, it literally was magical. It honestly was just amazing how well it flowed together. We had no idea it could have been horrible." They named the group Pentatonix, and the band was born. As such a new band, many people may not have bet on them to make it far in the competition show, but not only did they make it through the auditions, they also excelled on the singing series. Viewers were amazed by the group's harmonies and chemistry as they performed covers of hit songs, making them their own one week after another. Because the band was newly formed, working together and discovering how far they could go was also a big learning experience for them. Speaking about their development to Cosmopolitan, Maldonado said, "During like the 3rd or 4th week, I feel like we really hit our stride. We felt kind of like, oh my gosh, wow, we feel unstoppable. We feel so great and so positive in what we can do and what our sound is, and we're trying to explore more options and uncover what else we could do." They continued going strong in each episode, eventually reigning victorious as the champions of the Sing-Off Season 3. From that point, their star was truly on the rise. In 2011, Pentatonix were on top of the world. They just won NBC's The Sing-Off and signed a $200,000 record deal. However, they were dropped by the label suddenly after their win. Rather than let that stop them, they took to YouTube. They'd already gained some following from The Sing-Off, and posting videos of their covers brought them to a broader audience. They released their first EP in 2012. Like their YouTube music videos, PTX Volume 1 featured their a cappella covers of popular songs such as Starships and We Are Young. It hit number 14 on Billboard's 200 chart, and they didn't stop there. The band released PTX Volume 2 a year later, which charted at number 10. Then, the band had their first chart-topping album in 2015 with the self-titled Pentatonix. Unlike their EPs, the 2015 release was a full-length studio album. It also featured mostly original songs along with a few covers. This was a change from how the band had started out and displayed more of Maldonado's and the rest of the band's talents, not just as vocalists but as well-rounded musicians.
So y'all lucked out being able to find each other and to have such a musical syncing.
Continuing to make a name for themselves in the music industry, Pentatonix achieved an impressive feather in their cap when they won their first Grammy in 2015. The band won Best Arrangement for their cover of Daft Punk. Winning a Grammy is an incredible accomplishment for any band, and it was especially exciting coming just a few years into their career for a band that had risen to prominence mainly on YouTube. During their acceptance speech, Maldonado took a moment to thank everyone who'd helped her and her bandmates to come as far as they had. She said, "I'd like to thank my mom for all her support throughout these years, my entire family, my friends, everyone that's always supported us." She went on to give a special thank you to the fans, saying, "Obviously, we wouldn't be here without all of them, and this is just such an incredible dream." And if anyone thought their first Grammy win was a fluke, the band went on to win the same category the very next year for their rendition of Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Their cover of Jolene awarded them Best Country Duo/Group Performance another year, and they've had 2 other nominations as well. After making their debut on the Sing-Off and growing their audience on YouTube, Pentatonix was quickly becoming a globally recognizable music group. Speaking to the Oklahoman in 2016, Maldonado credited a lot of the band's success to using YouTube as their primary platform. She explained, "A lot of our videos in the past have gone viral. YouTube has been super instrumental in our success as well because I think there's something really important about seeing and hearing what we're doing." But viral internet success doesn't always lead to making it mainstream. With so many creators on social media, we've all seen people blow up online only to drop off the radar. According to Maldonado, bridging the gap between internet stardom and mainstream success wasn't easy. When asked by Hollywood Life if she had any advice for other musicians who are trying to follow a similar path, she said, "Keep persevering. A lot of people get bogged down by everything going on, and so many people are trying to do the same thing, so find your niche and stick with it. Stay true to what that is and create your own unique brand of what you are." Maldonado made a risky move in her music career when she put out her first solo work in 2017. This didn't mean she was breaking away from the band, she was just trying out her own sound and project. But it was a big departure for someone who'd made a name for herself as part of a 5-part a cappella group to release non-a cappella solo work. She told Hollywood Life, "I want the entire EP to be a journey. It's my journey of how I've grown, and I think you can feel the change of perspective from Break a Little to the last song." Working on a solo album was a very different and exciting experience. She told Build that her process differed from how she and the others put together an album for Pentatonix. "And with this, I had no expectations. I kind of just went in, and the team I was writing with was really amazing, and it was really organic." The sound she said she naturally gravitated to was more dark than she'd done previously. She explained, "I like very deep, moody things, and so I feel like my music is kind of deep and moody." As we mentioned before, Maldonado's original dream was to be on Broadway, but her music career took a turn, with Pentatonix bringing success in a way she hadn't imagined and keeping her very busy. Still, Maldonado did eventually find her way to that hollowed stage. In 2018, she made her Broadway debut playing Lauren in Kinky Boots. Even before she was cast, Maldonado was a fan of the show, which made joining the production all the more exciting for her.
It's actually the show that I've seen the most on Broadway, not because I was going to be in it, but just because of the show and the people that were starring in it that I wanted to go see.
She said soon after joining the cast, "I am just so excited to be in the show on Broadway. It's something I've always wanted to do. Everyone that I've met has been super amazing, super friendly, super kind. And I'm only like my 3rd rehearsal in, but I'm like geeking out." Performing on Broadway was a huge milestone for the singer, who said she hopes to do more acting in the future. She told Forbes, "Even before Pentatonix, I always thought that I would be out here in New York doing Broadway and doing musical theater. That was what gave me the passion for music in the first place, so it's been really cool." Between her solo projects and being the only female vocalist in Pentatonix, Kirstin Maldonado has had plenty to keep her busy. But she's also made time for her personal life and started a small family of her own. In 2018, Maldonado started dating Ben Hausdorff, a photographer and filmmaker who has worked on Pentatonix music videos since their relationship began. The two creatives have been together ever since and had a baby in 2022. In an Instagram post announcing their daughter's birth, the singer shared that the delivery had been unexpected and difficult, but was more than worth it. She wrote in the caption, "We are soaking up every beautiful, perfectly imperfect newborn moment. Every late-night cuddle, feed, cry is all worth it with our sweet baby and my perfect partner in crime." She continued, addressing the message to her newborn, "Eliana Violet, your mommy and daddy feel so lucky to have you and love you so much, it's insane. We had no idea our hearts could expand this much. You are worth everything and more. Welcome to the family, sweet Evie baby." Prior Prior to her current relationship, Maldonado was engaged to Jeremy Michael Lewis, who proposed to her in Paris. Sadly, they later called the wedding off, but it seems everything happens for a reason, as in 2023, Ben popped the question while they were in Japan as part of the Pentatonix tour. The singer was so overjoyed by the proposal that she shared 4 Instagram posts in a row announcing the engagement, with the first post being a blurry photo of her holding up the ring. Once she'd had a little time to calm down, she shared a few more heartfelt posts, including photos from the 2 of them together in Tokyo, and her bandmates celebrating her engagement right after coming off the stage. In another post she shared with photos of herself and her fiancé, she wrote, "Well, now Japan is forever cemented as the best place in the whole wide world. We'll miss you all so much. Thank you for beautiful, heartfelt shows. Can't believe I got engaged in Tokyo." The unbelievable success of Pentatonix has led to many opportunities for Maldonado. She and her 4 bandmates' voices have reached fans around the world, taking them on tour to perform for crowds across continents. Fortunately, as she's started her own family, the world-famous singer has found a way to be present for her loved ones while keeping up with her busy tour schedule. Speaking to People in 2023, Maldonado explained how she's balancing her career and family life by bringing her family with her on the road. She shared how special it's been for her to watch her baby's milestones while traveling the world, saying, "We're in different places all the time, which makes those memories stronger in a way. Her first train was in Japan, the bullet train, and first crawls in Fiji." Not only is Maldonado creating amazing memories and beautiful locations with her family, but she's also loved seeing how her bandmates and everyone on the tour have embraced Eliana. She said about her bandmates, "I feel like Kevin gives her love because he's a dad, so he's always engaging her. Matt's always picking her up and loving on her, and Mitch is always being sweet. Scott is like remixing all her baby tunes. She's definitely a very loved baby, obviously from parents, but also from the entire tour."